signal.
Lucy.
Check your cable and everything.
Alpha.
Alpha is stable now, sharp, but the thing is
Thank you.
Right, and those are some sight and scenes from Saturday, 25 February's elections in Nigeria, where you saw the outgoing President Muhammadu Buhari casting his vote, and interestingly, showing who he voted for to the crowd. It generated a lot of conversation on social media and across different tabs worldwide. And so here in Ghana, in Accra, this is Metro TV, and this is Good Afternoon Ghana. I am Bright Nanakosi Amedin. Today, I'll be joined by three of our Nigerian friends. Comrade Martin, who has been touring the entire Northeast, the biggest state or the biggest region in Nigeria. And also Opeyemi Akintemi, who has been monitoring closely the counting and collation of the elections. And another man who has also been monitoring what exactly is happening online and the entire Nigerian landscape, Babatunde Adiola. Here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Stay with us. After this break, there'll be more. And welcome back. Still live here on Good Afternoon Ghana from Asturia, our regional crowd, the Akuya Abuayoma studio. And we are doing Nigeria elections 2023. And as we've been telling you since Monday last week, bringing you stories and issues surrounding elections here on Metro TV on Good Afternoon Ghana. We are taking you back to Nigeria. Counting is still underway at some polling stations who voted earlier because there were delays and even misunderstandings at the various polling stations, and a coalition still happening. If you go to Abuja, the entire national elections has been collated there at the International Conference Center, where the EC is situated there in Abuja. And aside that, every single state in Nigeria has a coalition station where all this work is being done. But for now, my Nigerian friend, Babatunde Adiola, is on Zoom, and he's been following keenly the elections and results that have been pouring in, and he joins me on Zoom for a conversation. We want to find out what exactly the results are on this particular elections. And Babatunde is the man on Zoom with all the details. Baba, good afternoon to you and welcome to Metro TV here in Ghana. Now, what can you tell us? I mean, coalition or counting of results are already underway. We've had some coming in from some states. We know that in Lagos, we have the Labour Party being represented by Peter Obi winning there, which is a landslide, just a little over 100,000 difference with APC, which has caused a lot of problems. Even though people believe that it's a surprise, those in the Labour Party and supporters of Peter Obi believe that it's just as came to for the other states to be rigged. What are the results you have gathered so far from the elections? Take me through them.
So thank you very much, Bright. I appreciate this opportunity. And basically, we all know that whenever Nigeria is going to the polls to elect on president, the attention of the world is drawn to the West African country. Not only because it's special, the population is also large, And by the way, just so you know, this particular election is the biggest ever on the continent of Africa. More than 8 million people are casting their votes in this particular election. So that makes it very, very important. What also, another reason why it's very, very important to Nigerian people and all of Africa is because 3 candidates are vying for one position. This is in the history of the country that very, very 3 strong positions are vying to run the country as president. So that's this very, very important. Now, voting started on Saturday. The polling units started actually Bayelsa. Some polling units in Bayelsa were actually postponed, but they resumed on Sunday. On Sunday as well, INEC able to successfully give us a result for the presidential elections for Ekiti State. Now, Ekiti State is a southwestern state, which means that it's a stronghold of the All Progressive Congress. Now, the All Progressive Congress, obviously, we all know who the flag bearer is, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a stalwart as far as Nigerian politics is concerned. Now, to the results, with regard to what to the states. Not official declaration yet, but Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi have won quite a number of states, which means the race is really, really close to call. So far, Tinubu has won Ogun State, he has won Jigawa, he has won Ekiti. Now Ogun and Ekiti are southwest, dominant in this particular region continues. There's also Kwara. Kwara is in the north central. So the dominance continues for him there. There's Oyo and there's Ondo. So mostly Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a former governor of Lagos State, he's trying to ensure that his strongholds vote for him, and successfully they've actually been loyal to him in that regard. Now, there's also Borno. Now, Borno State is in the southeast, and that is the state of his vice presidential candidate. So clearly this means that residents of Borno want this particular party to win the polls, and they were able to do via that term. So Borno has been won by Tinubu. There's also Sokoto. Sokoto State is also in the same region. It's another strong state, which is strong for the opposition party, that's the People's Democratic Party. Fortunately, unfortunately, Tinubu is leading that state as we speak. Now, to Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, he is also a career contender as far as the Nigerian election is concerned. He started in 1993. Till 1993, obviously, we all know the military took over Sani Abacha, and Sani Abacha died in 1998. Then in 1999, we had our fourth republic, which started with the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku Abubakar as president and vice president. In 2007, the PDP ended their reign. Now, after 2007, Atiku Abubakar have made 6 attempts at the presidency. Unfortunately for him, he has failed at all of that. Now, I mean, you might say he's been able to gather the experience. Some might also say that he's been quite unlucky, and maybe the presidency is not for him. So he's a serial runner as far as this particular office is concerned. So I'll run you through the states he's won so far, and these states are just provisional results.
All right.
Now, INEC have only declared the results of 2 states, and that's Ekiti State and Kwara State.
Yes.
That's Ekiti State and Kwara State. The other results are provisional. They are from media houses who have their correspondents on the ground and going to the polling units, to the ward unit, to the local government level. And they do this compilation like it's done in Accra as far as the election is concerned. And they more or less have their own collation center. And this is just to put it out there. Now, Atiku has won Osun. Interestingly, he won Osun State, which is in the southwest. And Osun is the zone of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he cleared the House of Rep tickets in that particular state. He cleared the senatorial districts in that particular state, as well as the presidential election in that particular state. That's Atiku Abubakar. Then he also won in Katsina. Now, Katsina is in the northwest. Is a strong state of the APC, that's a rival party. It's also the state of President Muhammadu Buhari. So it's quite interesting how Atiku Abubakar was able to penetrate that particular state. He also won Adamawa. Atiku Abubakar won Adamawa. Adamawa is his home state. He won Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom is a den of the PDP. He also won in Gombe. He won in Bauchi. He won in Yobe State, and won in Ebonyi. Currently, Kaduna is being counted, and Atiku Abubakar is leading the poll as far as Kaduna is concerned. Now, for Peter Obi, who is the sensation of this election, on social media, people believe, I should say, that he could be the man to change the fortunes of Nigeria. He's also not doing badly, because as we speak, he was able to upset the odd, and he won Lagos State. Lagos State has had about 6 million registered voters in this particular election, which meant that they topped INEC's registrar.
Sorry to come in, but then let me quickly ask you this. We will come back to the Lagos State result, but then we have some our own result that we were able to compile from our correspondents there in Nigeria, and we want to compare that to what you have there with you. Like I mentioned, only 2 states have now been certified by the INEC in Nigeria, but this is Ekiti State in Nigeria, as the APC had over 200,000 votes. It's 200,000, 1,494 votes. PDP with 89,554, and Labour Party with 11,397. And it is also state also having the APC getting 343,945, with the Labour Party also getting 23,283. The PDP also standing with 354,366, and NNPP also having 713. Also from the Osun State. Like I mentioned, these are all provisional results, not really certified by INEC in Nigeria. But per these figures and what you have been able to correlate, are there any differences?
And said from INEC.
All right, I'm struggling to hear you here in the studio. Your line is great. Kindly position yourself on. Let's have a conversation. And so it's all on your screen. Let us run you through some of the results we've gathered so far. As Babatunde tries to adjust his. Okay, he's back on the call. Baba, so like I told you earlier, there are some provisional results we've been able to gather from our correspondent in Nigeria. Compare that to what you have there with you. Are there any differences?
Yes. So, Bayman, like I was saying, I don't have the specifics with regard to the number, of votes each candidate have gotten. But I mean, your correspondents are right. The APC, obviously, like I said earlier, have won. The PDP rather have won Osun State. Ekiti, like INEC certified, Ekiti has been won by the APC. The other states are Oyo, Ondo, Kwara, and Jigawa have been won by the APC. So with regard to the actual votes, they vary. But again, every media house is waiting for INEC to present the certified result, which I guess will be done later in the day.
Now, there's been a video of a woman circulating on social media where she questioned one of the officials of INEC, telling her that they don't want to be dead, and all that. And so they demand the right figures coming in from the polling stations, because it looks like to them, as the figures are given from the polling station, whenever they get to the main coalition center, it changes. What are some of the information you've gotten so far about some of these things, reports?
Yes, so I must say, and this is my own point of view, I think that INEC has done an incredible job with regard to this poll. I think that an election is a multi-departmental event, where you have various stakeholders coming into the picture. There's the police, there's INEC, there are transport agencies, there are volunteers, there's the CBN who is supposed to provide money to ensure that the vote goes according to plan. There's also the IT department. I'm sure any technology that has been instituted as far as this particular election is concerned was outsourced. So most definitely, INEC might play their role. However, the other stakeholders, like I said, might not go according to plan. However, we've seen pockets of incidents that have happened as far as this particular election is concerned. There has been allegation of overvoting. There has been allegation of voter suppression. There has been allegation of late start to vote. And these are just pockets of incidents. And like I said, Nigerians are quite frustrated, if I should say. They think the economy or the Buhari-led administration have not done what they were supposed to do with regard to managing the economy and alleviating the plights of Nigerians. So Nigerians are actually frustrated, and they believe that this is probably, if not, the only time they can get it right. And that is why we have a lot of voters actually coming to this polls and registering for the polls, and 40% of the voters for this particular election are below 35. That shows the intensity with regard to this particular election and how they want to make it work.
But with the number of accusations coming in against the INEC and how people believe that they are in bed with APC, and the level of trust as we speak, how is it?
I think I think you probably would have to get an INEC official here to answer this question. But from our point of view, I think that typically state institutions are highly trusted in Nigeria. So I'm sure INEC is not spared. I mean, irrespective of what they do, irrespective of the effort they put in place, they're actually not spared. So Nigerians don't trust them, and the allegations are actually very, very rife. And I think that INEC shot themselves in the foot, saying that President Buhari instituted a new electoral law in 2022, which states that every result of the polls, should be sent electronically directly to an INEC server. Directly to an INEC server, and we've seen instances in several polling units where these results were transmitted by text message or any other means apart from what is law. And Nigerians believe that with this happening, it basically means that the law has been broken. And if the law has been broken, the act again states that elections should be cancelled in that particular polling unit. So I'm sure moving forward, that's the conversation that's going to dominate the results that will be trickling in. And mind you, the Labour Party as well, they say they have evidences of voter fraud, and they say they believe that INEC has broken its own law, because INEC prior to the election stated categorically that the election the results of election in the 176,000 plus polling units would be transmitted electronically.
Yes.
Then obviously, if you make a law and you end up breaking your own law, then you don't expect the people to trust you and the decision you have taken. So I think Nigerians are actually right to demand the best from INEC, and let's hope INEC gives them that.
And some of the videos or pictures you are seeing on the screens are those that took place on Saturday. A woman who was brutally taken through some harassment and even still made her way to go and vote, and later was visited by one of the senators, aspiring senators. Became quite an interesting one on social media. But I have also another gentleman, Babatu, they kindly hold the horse for me. I'll come back to you. But then I've been joined also by Opeyemi Akinyode. He is head of political desk at Mainland FM in Lagos, and he's been following keenly what is happening there in Nigeria, the elections to be precise. Opeyemi, good afternoon to you and welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana. Now, you have been following all that. Yesterday, you were with that. You are with the man who is leading the APC to elections when he came to cast his votes, and you interviewed him and all that. From yesterday or from Saturday to today, that the figures or the numbers have started trickling in, and the INEC are announcing that and all that. We've had a lot of accusations. What can you report from the ground?
Well, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Opeyemi. Can you go on?
Okay. We started the election on Saturday across the over 174,000 polling units that we have in Nigeria.
Opeyemi, I'll be glad if you could tell me what exactly the situation is concerning the counting as we speak, because a lot of accusations are coming in from the Labour Party and people who don't support the results that they believe are coming in.
Yes, so far, at the National Collation Center in Abuja, the results have been collated. The result of Ekiti has been, sent in, is been accepted. The result of Ondo, the result of Osun, I beg your pardon, although it's still being debated out of Ekiti. But so far, so good. States are also closing up their own collation. I was at the INEC Collation Center since yesterday afternoon till just about an hour ago when I just got back. In fact, we had to sleep there. We stopped collating around 4 a.m. Nigerian time, and then we had to stop. Everyone had to rest. Then we'll continue at 10 on the dot. After that, we were able to cover the 20 local governments in Lagos. And then, Lagos closed that, and the central announcement will be done in Abuja. We are seeing from other states also. So as states are wrapping up their collation, they are sending it to the National Collation Center in Abuja, where the chairman of INEC, as Professor Professor Yakubu Mamun Atari Jeka was the former chairman of INEC, is there, just to make sure that the numbers are checked. However, the issue in Lagos is quite different. Since 1999, Lagos had not been in the hand of another political party. It's always been the Alliance for Democracy, the ACN, the APC now. But the candidate of the Labour Party, that's Mr. Gregory Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, actually won his presidential election in Lagos. So it's kind of, bringing up on so many uncertainty. In fact, I just finished speaking to the public relations officer of the Nigerian Police Force now, all the way from Abuja. He joined us via phone and has assured us that it's just one or two security issues here and there, that they're on top of the situation and Nigerians don't have anything to worry about. So it's just, sometimes you look at all of this excitement. Like I said, Lagos had always been a one-party state since 1999. That's about 24 years ago. We've had, we've had Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we've had Babatunde Raji Fashola, we've had Governor Akinwumi Ambode, now we have Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. So we've had 4 governors that have come from the same school, from the same branch, from the same tree. I have to put it that way. But for the first time, it looks like the flip in Nigeria is going to start from Lagos. But then the governorship election is still on the 11th of March, and we are waiting to see how things will unfold before then.
Now, Opeyemi, let's talk about the fact that Obi has won the Lagos State elections, presidential elections, in as much as we are still waiting for a certified result from the INEC Center and all that. This seems to be a big one for the Labour Party and Nigerian youth. They believe that once that has been done by Obi, the rest of the elections to go in their favor, because it doesn't happen usually. And in as much as he won, the margin is not that big. It's just a little over 100,000, or yes, if I'm correct, 100,000, just a little over that. What exactly does this mean? What are the changes like?
It's not even up to that. Peter Obi pulled 582,454. 582,454. As against the ruling APC's 572,606. 572,606 for the ruling APC and 582,454 for the Labour Party. Now, you all know that Lagos is the center of everything. Lagos is the economic hub of the country. Lagos is the the entertainment hub of the country. Lagos is where the movers and shakers, entertainment-wise and all of that. This is where everyone converges. Even as a career person, you want to stay around Lagos, just to build up your own profile and all of that. So it's a unique kind of situation that the Lagosians found themselves. Remember the NSAS protest that happened a few years back, the whole reaction towards it, and then the whole scarcity of cash. People don't have money to spend. People can't get petrol to buy. So what we saw today in Lagos, or over the weekend in Lagos, is more like a protest vote. People are tired of the system. People are tired of the political party that is in office right now. That's the All Progressive Congress. And they believe that the person that made President Muhammadu Buhari to win election is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And even Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu said it himself, that the president contested 3 times. He didn't win his election. He had to call him and say, come, let us form merger. And exactly what brought in the CPC, the ACN, the APGA, and the faction of the PDP to form the AP. So it's an unusual situation. And I remember I spoke to the chairperson of Labour Party in Lagos, Pastor Mrs. Dayo Ekong, because we're sitting together at the INEC Coalition Center, and you could see the excitement in our voice. You could see the reaction, because this is a major statement victory for Labour Party. They are definitely going to win more states. They're pulling up huge numbers. But the significance of Lagos is that you were able to defeat the candidate of the ruling party in his home state, despite all of the structures that people say they have, despite all of the numbers that people are anticipating, even though there's been a lot of voter apathy in this election. You see polling units where registered voters are as high as 401,000, and just 70,000 people will come out and vote. You see polling units where people as high as 855,000, with just 158,000 people coming to vote. So people stayed away from this election. But the strength of Peter Obi, those key local government where he knows his numbers will come from, the Alibon Shores of this world, the Amuwo Dolphins of this world, the Etiosas of this world, the Kosofe of this world, Apapa, Ojo, Oshodi, Solo. Those are key places where Peter Obi focused his campaign, and those were the places he got his numbers from. It was an unexpected result. In fact, as at the time we collected the 18 local government, we were expecting 2 more. Alimosho and Ojo. Alimosho is the largest local government in Nigeria. It has about 5 local council development areas under it. It's really, really big. So the permutation was, okay, Alimosho is going to go to the APC, and then Ojo will go to the to Labour Party. But it came out that Alimosho went to the Labour Party, and even Ojo went to the Labour Party. So it's an unusual situation. And I guess that's why we are seeing all of this belief. And many young people in Lagos, many young people in Lagos will begin to see the possibility of having the Labour Party gubernatorial candidate defeat the incumbent governor that is going for a second term on the 11th of March.
Now, I want to ask you this. Now, his win in Lagos is quite surprising, but one would say that, isn't it because he met with almost a lot of celebrities in Lagos, few weeks or few days to elections? We also saw that there was a get-together between himself, his party, and some celebrities in Lagos.
Even celebrities in Lagos contested the election and they lost. So I think that is just a way. Yes, Banky W. I'm
Yeah,
sure you know
Banky
Banky
W.
W. He's a
Yes.
very popular Nigerian, artist. He contested on the platform of the PDP, for that matter,
For the second
the
time.
main opposition party, and he lost. He lost to the candidate of Labour Party. A lot of us don't even know the name of the candidate of Labour Party. Nobody saw it coming. The candidate of the Labour Party defeated an incumbent member representing Etiosa local government in the House of Representatives, federal constituency in the House of Representatives. So, well, maybe the old, celebrity endorsement and all of that, but hey, the celebrities endorsed Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu also. Celebrities endorsed Atiku Abubakar also. Celebrities endorsed, virtually all of the candidates on the ballot. I think this is about Peter Obi's message. I remember we had this conversation, you and I, on one of your shows a couple of weeks back. The energy that Peter Obi has been able to transmit to the people is not the youngest. He's 61 years old already. But he looks like someone that is ready to speak to the situation. He looks like someone that understands what the situation needs. You bring up a problem, he's not going about beating the bush about the solution, even though sometimes, he gives statistics and some of those statistics can be questioned. But the most important thing is that he looks like someone that is available. He looks like someone that is not so deep into the system. He's not new in the system. He was the governor of Anambra State for 8 years. So it's not like he's a new breed of politician, as he were, but it looks like he didn't come with so much baggages as against most of the other candidates. So in between, I think maybe the endorsement could play a part in it, but I think this is more. I told people, I said, if Peter Obi had contested and as independent candidate, he probably would still have won this election after all. But the Nigerian Constitution does not allow independent candidacy. That's why I went to Jelly Ball. So the endorsement by celebrities may work, but don't forget that even those celebrities, they don't have more than one PVC. The people were just determined. The people are sure of what they want to do, and they decide to put their money where their mouth is.
But prior to the elections, people were asking Peter Obi why he wouldn't join Atiku. After going to elections, they would have preferred him to join him, and it would have been a coup for both of them. Since Atiku has his own fan base and OP also has his own fan base, we've seen Peter Obi go as a vice president 4 years ago and all that. If these two had come together, what would have the story been by now?
We don't know as it is. But I remember in 2019, both of them were on the same ticket.
Yes.
And they still lost to President Muhammadu Buhari by, almost about 4 million votes. Atiku Abubakar had a little over 11 million votes, and President Muhammadu Buhari had over 15 million votes. So the combination of Peter Obi and Atiku was put on the ballot in 2019 on the platform of the main opposition party, the PDP, but it still didn't deliver the result for them. So I think this one is. And don't forget also that Peter Obi was in the running for the presidency of the PDP in 2022. But apparently, maybe he was able to get the fact that the calculation would not favor him. Maybe, he knew that they were not going to give him the ticket. They won't allow him to win the primaries. He left the PDP. And for weeks, a lot of people didn't know his next line of action. There were speculations he was going to join, some other political parties. But a day before the PDP presidential primaries, he announced that he was going to contest on the platform of the Labour Party. So Labour Party went from 0 to 100 in 24 hours. The Labour Party is a party that had been in existence, but he had probably never won, apart from when the former governor of Ondo State rode on the party to win the election. So Peter Obi went on the platform of Labour Party, picked up the party from nowhere, and within 8 months, he literally sold himself to every corner of this country. So in a way, I don't know if it will have worked. The candidate, the running mate of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, is a sitting governor. He's the governor of Delta State, one of the richest states that we have in Nigeria, oil-producing state. So he's got the arsenal to go into an election. He's got the popularity, he's got the acceptance, and most importantly, he has the money. Talking about the running mate to Atiku Abubakar. So I don't know how much of a difference it will have made, because people will tell you that you're putting both of you together and both of you want to fight a system you have both benefited from. So I think it was a big risk that Peter Obi took to have gone to the Labour Party, and so far so good. It's paying off. It's really, really paying off.
And interestingly, we've seen some persons who contested in the name of Labour Party, and I've seen some strides. A woman, I've forgotten his name, it just escaped me, who contested and has won her seat. Interesting one, the Labour Party has not been seeing this much. and Peter Obi came in, and it seems to be working for them. Opeyemi, can it be on standby? I'll come back to you later after this very quick turn. And also, I'm also online with Babatunde Adiola, who's the editor for my Nigeria.com Africa Web. So with me on Zoom as well. Opeyemi is the head of political desk on Mainline FM in Nigeria. And later, just maybe, Comrade Martin, who has been touring the entire northeast region of Nigeria, the biggest part of Nigeria, might just join us on Zoom as well for conversation. Stay with us. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. We are back with more. All right, welcome back to Good Afternoon Ghana from our studios here at Regional Crowd, the Queer Boy Studio. And today, it's all about Nigeria, Decide 2023. A new president for Africa's biggest economy is in the offing. I am Bright, then Akwesi Amenin. And before we went for that break, I was speaking to Opeyemi here on Good Afternoon Ghana. He is the head of the political desk on Mainland Radio. And earlier was Babatunde. He is also the editor for mynigeria.com Africa Web. Let's go back and speak to these two persons. And before we go to Diola, let's now speak to Opeyemi. Opeyemi, welcome back to Good Afternoon Ghana. Now, a quick one. When are we to expect the results for INEC?
Thank you. Well, the collation is still going on, and it's really slow, and it's causing a lot of apprehension amongst Nigerians. And I think it's majorly because of the introduction of the new technologies that we have in the election. The first one had to be the beavers. That is, having to have your background check and all of those before they allow you vote. And secondly is the electronic transmission of the results, where you have to upload most of these results to the INEC server. So those are the two reasons why we're having this delay, because a lot of people have said, come on, we finished election about 48 hours ago, even though there were some places where they had to vote yesterday, because some of the electoral materials arrived a little late. So people didn't vote. They couldn't finish voting on Saturday. They had to extend it to yesterday. But be that as it may, we are following the proceedings. But the last time, I think in 2019, the election was called on Wednesday. It was on Wednesday afternoon that the chairman of INEC, called the election. So this one could even go a little, further than that, because this time around, we have over 87 million people that picked up their PVCs. So expectedly, we are thinking we could get as much as 30, 35, 40 million people turn up, for the election. So I think for me, that is going to be very, very key. And then the earlier the result comes out, despite the fact that we don't want to put INEC under undue pressure, but Nigerians want to know where they stand, especially with the result of Lagos that came in today. The candidate of the APC had also won a lot of states. And of course, the candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, is also doing well in some states, according to the figures that we have. But we have to make sure it's official from INEC before we can take them. So people want to know where they stand. People want to know, how possible, how soon, how early can we know who is going to be the president? Are we going to have Peter Obi come in? Are we going to have Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the ruling APC? Or is going to be the former vice president and the candidate of the main opposition party, the PDP? Is it going to be the one that will be declared winner? So people are eager, people are waiting. And the longer this result stays, people will start having the idea of maybe they want to alter it or do something with it. But then we're waiting, we are hopeful, and we'll continue to calm the nerves of the people.
Opeyemi, thank you so much. I'm really grateful for your time with us on Metro TV. I know that you are quite busy, but I've still made time to speak to us this afternoon. And Opeyemi Akinyode is the head of political desk for Mainland FM in Nigeria. Let's now go back to Babatunde Adiola, who is on the line for a last conversation with him, and we can wrap up. Baba, welcome back. Take me through the figures quickly. One more time. Who is topping now? Who is below the belt?
Like I said earlier, it's still early days yet, and the figures, none of them has actually been certified by INEC, unless we're looking at Ekiti and Kwara. But again, let me just run you through the states, I should say, the state that has been won by the various political parties and their candidates. Now, Tinubu has won Ogun, Jigawa. He has won Ekiti. He has won Kwara. He has won Oyo, and he has won Ondo. In Borno State, he's actually in the lead, as well as in Sokoto State. Sokoto State is a stronghold of Atiku Abubakar, who is the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party. Now, for Atiku, he has won in Osun, he has won in Katsina, which is the state of President Muhammadu Buhari, who is the current president of Nigeria. Atiku won in Adamawa, which is his home state. He won in Akwa Ibom as well. In Kaduna, he's leading in that state. I learned he's won about 7 local government areas. He also won in Gombe, Bauchi, Yobe State, and Ebonyi. For Peter Obi, who earlier I said is the sensation of the particular election, and he won a mega state, and that's Lagos State. And like the last speaker said, Peter, no candidate, no party has ever won in Lagos since 1999, and it's been Tinubu and his prodigies actually taking over that particular state. And Obi won in Lagos, Obi won in Abuja, leading in Abuja, I should say. He's leading in Plateau as well. He won in Anambra, which is in the southeast. He served as governor, 2-time governor for that particular state. He's leading in Imo. He's leading he won in Abia. He has won in Cross River State. He's won in Enugu as well. So really, the scale is balanced, in as much as Tinubu has won quite about 2 or 3 more states more than the other candidates. The scale is still balanced because you never know where the results might tip towards.
All right, Babatunde, thank you so much for coming with us on Metro TV here on Good Afternoon Ghana. We'll come back to you later as the figures are still being collated by INEC. And Babatunde Adiola is the head or the editor for mynigeria.com Africa Web. He was here with us on the show for a conversation, taking us through all the results he has on his side. But here at Metro TV, also our correspondents there have been feeding us with some of the results. I'm going to run you through them quickly before we wrap up. And as you can see on your screen, from Kwara State, APC is having 263,572. Labour Party has 31,116, with NNPP 3,141, with PDP at 136,909 in Kwara State. And Ekiti State also has APC getting 201,491, with PDP getting 89,554, with Labour Party 11,397, with NNPP getting 264 in Ekiti State. We know that in this state, almost every single political party there is contesting the results. They believe that they've been robbed and they want clarifications on that. And so away from Ekiti State, let's go to somewhere else. Which state are we getting next on our screens? And we're just, okay. Osun State also has APC getting 343,945, with Labour Party getting 23,283, and PDP with 354,366, NNPP with 713 votes there for NPP. Osun State results there. And reminder that all the results coming in or being given to you here on Metro TV are all provisional and not certified yet. We only have just about 2 states certified by INEC in Nigeria. And Ondo State also gets APC having 369,924. And Labour Party has 4,405. NNPP has 930. And also, PDP has 115,463. And like we told you earlier, we have 18 political parties contesting to represent the country as the ruling government, with one person to lead the government. But out of these 18 political parties, only 4 are known as the top political parties. And as you can see, the APC, the LP, the NNPP, and the PDP there, getting that particular title as the top 4 parties in the ongoing presidential elections. So, thank you so much for watching today's edition of Nigeria's election. Nigeria Decide 2023 here on Metro TV on Good Afternoon Ghana. I am Bryce Nanakwesi, and thank you so much my guest, Babatunde Adiola, editor for mynigeria.com, Africa Web, Opeyemi Akinyede, head political desk of Milan FM, and the person we're waiting for, Comrade Martin, who couldn't join. He is a Nigerian political analyst and a public commentator. Once again, have a good afternoon.